Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is Psychic Medium Ray, and today's video I'm going to be doing a reading on Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton. Now if you don't know, they're from The Voice, but they're both singers, songwriters, producers, whatnot. And quite the odd couple. And I thought I had done a reading on Blake Shelton. Maybe I did, but I couldn't find it. But regardless, sometimes I revisit people and I do a reading. So here I am, and I'm going to be doing a reading on their relationship and where is it going? Is this true love? You know, things that I may have said in the past, if I ever brought them up, which I don't remember if I did, because I've done so many readings here on my channel. They may or may not make sense. So we're just going to get to it. I'm going to use one of the tarot decks that I have here, which I've been gravitating towards a lot, which is the magical Nordic tarot deck. And we're going to see what comes up. I hope all of you are doing well, and I hope that you are ready for the weekend. Very intense energy if you have been tuning in. This was, yesterday was, what was it, June the 10th. We were in the new moon under Gemini, under the sign of Gemini. So new moon in Gemini with an actual solar eclipse. So we've actually had two eclipses, one in May that happened on my birthday, the 26th, and then another one now that just happened yesterday. So intense energy. So we're going to see what the cards reveal, and I'll just be speaking to you on the camera and giving you the tea. Now, I will say that, I felt when I first found out about them being a couple or an item, I felt like it was highly unlikely that it would work out, but I do feel like Gwen is at that point in her life where she is ready to settle down, really. I feel like she is ready to kind of get out of that fast life. So, you know, he is, I think, from Oklahoma, I believe. And again, it's like two different worlds, but it never surprises me when two people that are highly unlikely come together, because again, destiny sometimes has it that way, has its own way of doing things. So I'm just going to see what comes up around the relationship, anything they need to be aware of. Okay, so the Strength card came up. It's a pretty strong relationship. I do feel like they both are very, very solid and very strong in the relationship and their feelings for one another. That's so interesting. That would be the first card that came up when I asked about the relationship. Okay, so the Emperor shows that Blake actually is very mature. I feel like, again, and I shouldn't be holding up these cards, so I'm just going to stop that, but he's very mature from where he once began. I think he was a different person in the past. When I say different, I kind of feel like maybe he was not necessarily a playboy. A player is a better word than playboy, but I feel like he wasn't just a player. I feel like he may have had some tendencies, but I don't necessarily would have pegged him as a womanizer or somebody that, you know, played with women's hearts. I think that he's a good guy down, you know, I do think that he had some unhealthy coping mechanisms, whether it was alcohol, whatnot, but I feel like he's kind of gotten past all of that, and he's in a new starting point for himself. The Sun card, look, their relationship comes with happiness. This is something that they both have been seeking in their life. They're both seeking happiness. They're both seeking truth. And I feel like that is what is coming out of this relationship. It's good energy, really and truly. I feel like Spirit is like saying yes. Though I do feel with the Eight of Swords that came up, there is some restriction here. So one of the two is dealing with almost feeling like they cannot, they're not accepted by maybe their old circle of friends. I think this may be more Gwen, because she comes more from a, not necessarily, I don't like to use the word wild side, but again, you know, she came from like pop rock and like punk, grunge, you know, that kind of era of music. You know, even though you may not classify it that way, that was her image and her style for a long time. And I feel like she's stayed pretty true to herself, and she's taking care of herself. But the things that were so trivial back then, I feel like back then Gwen was in a darker place where she had a lot of drama and she was pulled into a lot of BS and things that really were not who she authentically is, and now she's like gravitating and speaking her truth and being just a truer version of herself. But she's learned from, you know, her relationships and from her friendships and things like that. But there's some people that kind of die away as we grow and we evolve, and I feel like this is exactly what's happening to Gwen. There are people that are, you know, were in her life or maybe still are in some capacity or some level, but they're no longer serving the purpose that they used to serve in her life, and they are slowly moving away. Same can be said for Blake. And then I got the Fool card. So this is again about new beginnings, taking chances. That both of them, you know, had fears, I think, getting into this relationship. They both thought, would it work? Would this be something that would work out? How would, you know, they proceed with this? But everything seems to be indicating that they are going to work it out. I really, really do feel that. The Knight of Wands comes in, interestingly enough. And again, this is about action. When we think about the King of Wands, and also for me, when I think of the King of Wands, I feel like that could be also like somebody else that is, you know, kind of looking at Gwen and maybe has had feelings for her. They're not necessarily going to ruin this relationship or get in the middle of it, but I do feel like there are some issues here with the King of Wands. This is somebody else that is watching them, and I don't know what their intentions are, but let's see if I get a clarifying card after I get that. So I got here the Seven of Pentacles, which is faith. So somebody else is invested. This could be somebody that's invested in her career, has feelings for her, but not necessarily like romantic ones, but just is very fond of her and wants to help her in her career, like a musician, somebody else. The Devil card comes up. So there are some boundaries here. Again, I do feel like there's some outside interference. I don't know if they have to travel to LA for the show or for, you know, things that they have, like business meetings, stuff of that nature. But I feel like, again, when they're in LA or in California, there's a lot of darker vibration. Not that California is a dark vibration, right? Because I'm not going to talk bad about my Cali peeps out there. But I will say that it is a different vibration. Not everybody is operating out of a place of light out there. There's a lot of darkness, and there is some light out there. Obviously, it's not pure dark. But I do feel like, again, there are some with the Devil card, it's interesting because I do feel like even though they're very perfect for each other, her and Blake, I feel like they both will have some tests that still we will have to see once they do get married. This is going to be like the more darker sides of each other that they have not yet revealed or they have not seen, or as they grow, you know, as we grow and we evolve, there are other things that come to the surface, like buried feelings, maybe somebody being flirtatious with your partner and you're like in front of them, you know, they're doing it in front of you and you having to bite your tongue and maintain composure, or you could be that bad bitch and just snap at them right in the moment. So again, this is what I'm seeing here. Then we have here the Ten of Cups. So this is about joy. This is about two families coming together, two people coming together who really are, you know, the epitome of love. And then we have the Eight of Wands. So a lot of communication going on between them and other people. I feel like their life is going to be very, very busy from here until, you know, maybe 2 or 3 years before it actually things begin to slow down. So it's all about like business, and business. So I think that can also put a strain on the relationship if they're not careful. They do need to spend some quality time. And again, I do feel like they're, for the most part, balanced in what they do. But there is this thing here about finding a greater balance. I think that's the key message here for both of them, is to find greater balance. So we got disconnected somehow. This is the second part of the video that I'm doing for Blake Shelton, on Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani. Then we have here gifts. The last thing that before the video cut off, I said that basically they needed to find a greater balance. But I also feel like, again, they are going to be on the receiving end of a lot of opportunities. I do feel like this relationship is going to open up some doorways further for them. And it's going to disappoint a lot of people that have a crush on Blake or have a crush on Gwen. But again, they are at a point in their life where they're not getting any younger, and they just want to, I think, you know, enjoy the rest of their life. And I do feel like this is a soulmate union. If I may have said something different in the past, again, that was the energy back then. Things can change, free will can change. So again, sometimes when I do readings, I don't remember in what I channel. And, you know, people that look at this reading may say, wow, you said this about them and it's entirely different from your last message, and that's the reason why. But the Ten of Swords comes up, so there is going to be some stress here. There is some worries that they're going to have. Again, the relationship is going to be filled with a lot of positivity, but there will be moments where they will be tested. I do feel like there's some celebrations coming up. There's apart from her, you know, whatever they're having, like a bridal shower or whatever. There's something else coming up here, a celebration. I feel like this happens in the fall. I don't know if this is like an achievement or, you know, some contract that's being signed, but there's definitely some happy times with friends. And then we have here the Wheel of Fortune. So again, things are moving in a very fast pace for the both of them. And again, like I said, I think that the next, I really feel like the next 3 years are going to be a whirlwind. Beginning now. Then we have here the Two of Cups. So this is solidifying that this is the union that is divinely orchestrated. This is a divine union. Again, a soulmate bond is what we're talking about here. A lot of money that comes around this relationship. And again, it's just going to depend on them how long they last. Am I going to sit here and say that this relationship is forever? No, because anything can change in a relationship, right? Then we have the Knight of Swords. So there is a spontaneity that I think that Gwen carries that helps Blake in some ways. I think Blake needs spontaneity. He needs someone that's polar opposite than him. Am I saying she's like entirely different from him? No, but I do feel like they complement each other very well. It's like the yin, the yang, right? I don't know if I said that right, but you know what I mean. Light and dark, or they're not even like light and dark. That's a bad example to use, but you know what I mean. Basically, was out there. He was more out there, but he's more of a teddy bear. She was more outspoken and raw, you know, in your face in the early days. Then the Nine of Cups comes in. The Nine of Cups, a lot of good fortune. Again, a lot of happiness and fulfillment from this relationship. So I will say this, I do feel like this is a good union, and I hardly say that about relationships and people when I do readings for celebrities, because a lot of these celebrity situations, they're stuck in very toxic relationships that are more business arrangements, or sometimes more for a publicity stunt, or more for publicity. But I will say this, I do feel like ultimately that these two lovebirds are in a very, very, very good place, and I'm really excited to see what the future holds for Gwen and Blake, and I send them all of my love and blessings, and I hope that that they are happy entirely. And I want to thank all of you, my rays of light, for suggesting videos. This was a video that y'all suggested a while back. I can't remember which ray of light, but if you have any suggestions, please drop them in the comment section below. Be sure to give a thumbs up to this video. Also, be sure to subscribe to this video by hitting that red subscribe button on the notification and turning on the notification icon, the bell icon. It's on the right-hand side, bottom right-hand side of this video. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Psychic Medium Ray. And remember, that is my only account. I do not have a backup account. I do not have, other accounts. This is basically my account. So I want to thank you all for tuning in. Many blessings and love and light. Until next time. Bye.